Walmart is the largest company in the world, generating over $600 billion annually. Yet, the empire's origins are rooted in hardship. Sam Walton, the founder of Walmart, grew up on a farm during the Great Depression, experiencing firsthand the relentless challenges of poverty. Born on March 29, 1918 in Kingfisher, Oklahoma, Walton's parents were farmers, but making a living was a daily struggle. From an early age, Sam understood the importance of hard work and began to earn money wherever he could. At just 8 years old, he sold magazine subscriptions, helped his mother with milk deliveries, and even raised animals like rabbits and pigeons to sell for a profit. These small entrepreneurial ventures gave Sam valuable insights into the world of commerce, but despite his efforts, life did not become any easier. When the Great Depression struck in 1929, the Walton family's farm succumbed to the economic turmoil, forcing Sam's father to take a job with an insurance company. His new role required him to manage defaulted loans, which meant repossessing small farms, often from friends and neighbors, who couldn't pay their debts. Over the course of 2 years, Walton's father repossessed more than 100 farms. This harsh reality left a profound mark on Sam. Witnessing the anguish of families losing everything instilled in him a deep sense of empathy and a determination to not only earn money, but also protect and grow it wisely. This early exposure to hardship and financial instability shaped Walton's lifelong values of frugality and ambition. It laid the groundwork for what would eventually become Walmart's business model, offering low prices, working efficiently, and minimizing waste. Sam's experience taught him that every dollar counted, and he carried this lesson into his future ventures. What began as a boy selling magazines in a time of economic strife would later transform into one of the most powerful retail empires the world has ever seen. With an unwavering commitment to serving customers and an instinct for cost-saving measures, Sam Walton would go on to revolutionize the retail industry, creating a legacy that continues to shape consumer behavior and business practices today. In 1936, Sam Walton enrolled at the University of Missouri, where his financial savvy continued to develop in ways that would shape his future success. To save on tuition, he committed to military service after graduation, a decision that reflected both his patriotism and his practical mindset. While immersed in his economics major, Sam didn't shy away from hard work. Instead, he took a job waiting tables at a local restaurant, trading his service for free meals. This early experience not only helped him financially, but also honed his interpersonal skills, allowing him to engage with a diverse array of customers and understand their needs. His knack for entrepreneurship emerged early in his life. During high school, Sam started a small newspaper delivery business, which laid the groundwork for his future endeavors. By the time he graduated from college, he had expanded his operation, hiring additional workers and broadening his delivery routes. This initiative generated more than $4,000 per year, a remarkable achievement for a young man in the late 1930s, demonstrating his innate ability to seize opportunities and grow a business from the ground up. After college, Sam Walton secured a position at J.C. Penney in 1940 as part of their management training program, where he earned a modest $75 a month. However, despite his resourcefulness and determination, Sam found himself struggling with the administrative side of retail. His paperwork was often disorganized, leading to criticism from his superiors, who questioned his suitability for the retail industry. They noted that his chaotic record-keeping could potentially jeopardize the efficiency of the store's operations. Undeterred by this feedback, Sam committed himself to proving his critics wrong. He worked tirelessly, 7 days a week, from 6:30 a.m. to 8 p.m., determined to hone his skills and learn the ins and outs of the retail business. His relentless work ethic was admirable, and he often stayed late to reorganize his files and streamline processes, hoping to demonstrate his capability and commitment. However, his tenure at J.C. Penney was cut short when the U.S. entered World War II in 1942. With the nation focused on the war effort, Sam was enlisted into the military, serving in the military police. This unexpected turn of events not only interrupted his budding career, but also marked a pivotal moment in his life. Assigned to the military police, Sam served stateside, which presented a unique set of challenges and opportunities. It was during this time that his life took a significant turn. While at a bowling alley, he fortuitously met Helen Robson, who was on a date with another man. Undeterred by the circumstances, Sam introduced himself and soon captured her attention with his charm and determination. Their connection deepened, and less than a year later, they were married. Helen's father, a wealthy banker and lawyer, became a pivotal figure in Sam's entrepreneurial journey. Recognizing Sam's ambition and potential, he provided financial backing in the form of a $20,000 loan. Combined with $5,000 from his savings, this support enabled Sam to purchase his first retail store in 1945 in Bentonville, Arkansas. This pivotal moment marked the beginning of Sam Walton's journey into retail entrepreneurship, setting the stage for the monumental success that would follow. With a clear vision and an unwavering commitment to serving customers, Sam was ready to revolutionize the retail industry. Rather than launching a new business, Sam Walton purchased an existing store in 1945 in rural Newport, Arkansas. It was a franchise of Ben Franklin, a popular chain known for selling a wide variety of goods. The reason Sam could afford this store, however, was that it was struggling, generating less than half the sales of its main competitor across the street. To make matters worse, the lease required Sam to pay 5% of all sales as rent, an industry high rate. At just 27 years old, with no prior experience running a store, Sam knew he needed bold strategies to turn things around. He embraced an aggressive discounting model, pricing every product lower than usual rather than just running occasional sales. His idea was simple: sell more units at a smaller profit per item and make up the difference through higher volume. For example, if he bought a product for 80 cents, he could sell it for $1 instead of $1.20, tripling sales volume. But working within the Ben Franklin franchise posed challenges. Franchisees were required to source most merchandise through the franchisor's supplier, Butler Brothers, who charged a hefty 25% margin. Determined to cut costs, Sam found creative ways around these constraints. He drove long distances, even to remote Tennessee mountain towns, to meet independent wholesalers offering bargain goods. Filling his trailer with inexpensive items like shirts and underwear, Sam stocked the store with products that flew off the shelves. His relentless focus on low prices drew in customers and quickly earned his shop a reputation as the place to find unbeatable deals. Sam Walton's success didn't go unnoticed, and it quickly caused friction with the owners of the Ben Franklin franchise. They relied heavily on the profits from selling merchandise to franchisees, and Sam's tactics of sourcing cheaper products independently cut into that business model. However, since Ben Franklin still earned 5% of his total sales, they didn't punish him right away. After all, Sam's strategy was working. In his first year, sales skyrocketed by 45%, bringing in $105,000 in revenue. By the second year, that number grew to $140,000. With business booming, Sam was able to repay the loan from his father-in-law ahead of schedule. During this time, his brother Bud returned from the war and joined him in the business. Together, they worked tirelessly, taking on every role in the store, from stocking shelves to sweeping floors, keeping expenses as low as possible. Sam's relentless competitiveness also pushed him to visit rival stores frequently. He'd observe their displays, memorize prices, and strategize ways to beat them. Competitors grew frustrated seeing him lurking in their shops, analyzing every detail of their operations. But this drive paid off. By the fifth year, the store was generating $250,000 in revenue, making it the top-performing Ben Franklin store in the region. Sam had achieved his dream by turning the struggling store into a thriving business. However, just as things were looking up, Sam hit an unexpected roadblock. His landlord, the same man who owned the local Ben Franklin franchise, refused to renew Sam's lease, intending to give the store to his own son. With no other available locations in town, Sam's hard-earned success was suddenly at risk. Sam had no choice but to sell the store, a decision that left him devastated. It felt like a cruel blow. He had spent 5 years transforming the struggling business into the best variety store in the region, only to be forced out by the landlord. For Sam, it was the lowest point in his life. Adding to the pressure was the fact that he now had 4 young children to support. With his livelihood ripped away, he needed to make his next move quickly. Despite the setback, Sam's entrepreneurial spirit remained undeterred. This unexpected failure would soon become a turning point that pushed him toward even greater ambitions. As Sam pondered his future, he refused to let his hard work go to waste. He took the lessons he'd learned from his first venture, pricing strategies, lean operations, and customer-first thinking, and vowed to use them again, but on a much larger scale. Sam was determined to find another opportunity and build something even bigger. This adversity shaped the mindset that would later drive Walmart's massive success. He realized that no matter how good a business was, control was critical. From this point forward, Sam vowed to never again be at the mercy of someone else's lease or rules. This moment marked the beginning of a new chapter, one where failure didn't define Sam, but propelled him toward innovation. Instead of giving up, Sam would take these lessons and launch a retail empire that would rewrite the rules of business. What felt like the end was, in reality, the spark of a new beginning, one that would eventually lead to the creation of Walmart. In the early 1950s, Sam Walton channeled his frustrations into a new venture. Determined to succeed, he set out to establish a store in Bentonville, Arkansas. After relocating his family, he wasted no time getting to work. This time, when signing the rental agreement, he secured a 99-year lease to protect his business from being taken away. Thus, Walton's Five and Dime was born. However, promoting his new store in an unfamiliar town posed a challenge, especially during a time when many retailers were struggling. Reflecting on his early experiences with his paper route, Sam had an ingenious idea. He decided to buy the local newspaper, the Benton County Daily Record. This strategic move allowed him to advertise his store at minimal cost, effectively spreading the word throughout the community. Sam was also committed to understanding his competition. When he learned about a new self-service shopping model being tested in Minnesota, he immediately took action. Sam boarded a bus for a 9-hour overnight trip to witness this innovative concept firsthand. At that time, retail shopping typically involved clerks fetching items for customers, which made the process lengthy and inefficient. However, what he saw in Minnesota was groundbreaking. Customers were empowered to collect their own items and take them to the checkout counter. This revolutionary approach transformed the shopping experience, and upon returning home, Sam wasted no time in implementing this self-service system at his store. As Sam Walton implemented the self-service model in his stores, he quickly realized that none of the nearby competitors were doing the same. This innovative approach allowed him to operate with fewer employees, significantly reducing overhead costs. As a result, he could lower the prices of his goods, attracting an even larger customer base. Within less than a year, Sam had tripled his income. His customers loved the savings, but Sam had an even grander vision in mind. With increased revenue, he reinvested in his business, expanding and opening more retail locations. By the end of the decade, he had launched 15 stores, some as Ben Franklin franchises and others as independent ventures, strategically choosing locations wherever he saw potential. One notable success was his transformation of an old, abandoned grocery store into another thriving Walton's Five and Dime. However, not everyone was on board with Sam's rapid expansion. Even his wife expressed concerns, feeling that his obsession with growth was getting out of control. One night, she confronted him, questioning his need to open more stores, especially as they spread further away from home. While she viewed this expansion as a possible end to their success story, Sam saw it as just the beginning. He was restless, envisioning the untapped opportunities ahead, and determined to create as many discount stores as possible in rural towns. Sam's concept was revolutionary, Instead of the typical small discount stores found in cities that didn't discount everything, he wanted to build large stores in small towns that would offer substantial discounts across all products. He planned to call this new venture Walmart. To turn this vision into reality, however, he needed significant capital. Sam approached various businesses for partnerships, including the Butler Brothers wholesalers, but found little interest. Many viewed the idea as too risky, given the low profit margins and high upfront costs associated with such a venture. Undeterred, Sam decided to take the gamble himself. He mortgaged his home and borrowed money from friends and any banks willing to lend. This bold move allowed him to open the first Walmart store in Rogers, Arkansas, in 1962, setting the stage for the retail giant that would change the landscape of shopping forever. Sam Walton's strategic decision to establish stores in rural areas soon proved to be a brilliant move. Customers were delighted that they no longer had to drive into the city for discounted items. Meanwhile, Sam remained committed to learning from his competitors. He frequently visited the headquarters of larger rivals like Kmart and Sears, engaging directly with their management teams. While there, he took detailed notes on their merchandising and distribution strategies, as they underestimated Walmart's potential and freely shared insights with him. By 1971, Sam had opened 6 new Walmart locations and gained 78 private investors. However, unbeknownst to them, he was drowning in serious debt, several $1 million worth. Sam had always viewed debt as an inevitable part of doing business, but his situation had escalated to the point where he owed money to nearly every bank in Arkansas and southern Missouri. Although he consistently paid his debts on time, he had developed a troubling habit of borrowing from one bank to pay another. This growing debt burden weighed heavily on Sam. The reality was that the stores weren't generating enough profit to sustain ongoing expansion and pay off the substantial debts. If his private partners discovered the extent of the financial troubles and attempted to withdraw, it could spell disaster for Walmart. Despite the challenges, Sam was convinced that his business model could succeed with the right influx of capital. However, as creditors pressed for repayment and new funding sources dwindled, he found himself in a precarious position. The solution he considered was to take Walmart public on the stock market. Though he feared losing control of his company, he recognized he had few options left. In 1972, Walmart was listed on the New York Stock Exchange. This pivotal moment marked a significant transition for Walmart, from being the scrappy underdog in the retail industry to becoming a formidable player poised for monopolistic success. Traveling back from New York the day after taking Walmart public, Sam felt one of the greatest sensations of his life. With the burden of debt lifted, he was energized and ready to brainstorm strategies to outsmart the competition. He began by extending store hours, ensuring Walmart was open longer than its competitors. Then, he sought further cost-cutting measures, like replacing wooden shelves with metal ones and suspending lights from the ceiling using inexpensive baling wire. Surprisingly, the aesthetics didn't seem to matter to Walmart's customers. They kept flocking to the stores for the low prices, fueling the company's growth. A year later, Sam opened 13 new stores, and the following year, he expanded with another 26. His strategy was both ingenious and ruthless. Walmart would set up shop in rural areas with minimal competition, typically just a few smaller local stores. When a new Walmart opened and undercut prices across the board, these smaller shops struggled to survive. With significant capital at their disposal, Walmart could purchase directly from manufacturers instead of relying on wholesalers. This approach allowed them to secure better rates. By buying in much larger quantities, Walmart could acquire the same items as a small mom-and-pop shop but at a significantly lower price. This created a challenging scenario for smaller retailers. Even if they sold their items at cost, making no profit, they still couldn't compete with Walmart's pricing since Walmart was sourcing products for less. Many accused Walmart of engaging in predatory pricing, a business strategy where a company deliberately sets prices extremely low to drive competitors out of the market, intending to raise them later once competition has vanished. While Sam acknowledged this tactic, he didn't view it as predatory. To him, it was simply part of capitalist competition, ultimately benefiting customers through lower prices. Though Walmart might not have turned a significant profit in the short term, Sam believed that by eliminating nearby competitors and capturing their customer base, Walmart would secure victory in the long run. Walmart stood out as one of the few stores of its time to feature vast parking lots with plenty of spaces, making it a no-brainer for locals to shop there. By 1980, Walmart had amassed a total of 276 stores, and the momentum didn't stop there. The company opened about 100 stores annually. A significant factor in this rapid expansion was Sam Walton's willingness to set up shop in areas that other retailers overlooked. While major retailers ignored towns with populations below 50,000 residents and others ventured down to 10,000, Walmart opened stores in towns with fewer than 5,000 people. To many retailers, this seemed like a colossal waste of resources. However, this rural strategy had substantial advantages. First, in these smaller towns, Walmart could save significantly on advertising costs, as everyone in the community was already aware of the store's existence. Second, establishing stores in rural areas compelled Sam to focus on developing Walmart's own warehousing, trucking, and communication systems, while other retailers outsourced these services. Although this required a hefty initial investment, it laid the groundwork for Walmart's expansive network of stores. Owning every part of the process eliminated bottlenecks in their expansion. The efficiency of this system became so notable that Sam even allowed other retailers to buy into his services by becoming wholesalers themselves. In 1983, he launched a wholesale service called Sam's Club, enabling other retail business owners to purchase goods in bulk. Wherever Sam couldn't own the process, he sought to eliminate it. Instead of relying on New York import houses, he bought clothes directly from Central America, shoes directly from Korea, and electronics directly from Taiwan. By cutting out the middleman, he could lower costs significantly. As Walmart grew larger, he was able to purchase in bulk and negotiate even better deals. By 1990, Walmart had over 1,000 stores and employed 150,000 people, generating more revenue than any other retailer in the US. However, beneath this surface of success lay significant challenges. Walmart struggled to keep pace with its own expansion. The faster the company grew, the further behind it fell. Distribution became a constant issue, with warehouses failing to open in time to stock the new stores, leading to locations that appeared run down and abandoned. By the 1990s, Sam Walton was aging, and Walmart's public reputation began to decline. Criticism mounted regarding the impact of Walmart's expansion on local communities. Many argued that Walmart was driving smaller stores out of business due to its sheer size and buying power. This phenomenon became known as the Walmart effect, where a mega-corporation moves into a town and puts small shops out of business. Walmart's employees were growing increasingly frustrated. The low entry-level wages became a constant source of discontent, leading to frequent strikes. A significant part of the problem was that when Walmart wiped out local competitors, it left few job options available nearby. As a result, workers felt they had little choice but to accept low wages and inadequate benefits. While Walmart had the right to pay minimum wage, it cast a negative light on a company making billions to deny employees a livable wage. Sam Walton himself admitted to neglecting employee wages, admitting that his obsession with cutting costs took precedence. To make employees feel better about their low-paying jobs, he referred to them as associates, a term that sounded more prestigious. Additionally, he implemented a weekly company chant to boost morale during Saturday morning meetings. Meanwhile, he employed tactics from renowned union-busting lawyer John Tate to discourage employees from advocating for better pay. For instance, workers were forced to attend regular screenings of militant anti-union videos that painted unions as corrupt and ineffective at improving wages or working conditions. Walmart managers closely monitored any discussions about unions, and if the risk of unionization rose too high, they resorted to intimidation tactics. Employees were warned they might be fired, or that the store could shut down if they pursued unionization. While many of these tactics were brutal, it's important to acknowledge that Walmart's business model thrived on cutting costs at every possible turn. To offer such low prices to consumers, they had to control expenses at every opportunity. Despite these controversial practices, there's no denying Sam Walton's incredible success. When he passed away in 1992 at age 74, Walmart's annual revenues had exceeded $104 billion. Not bad for a kid who had been born into poverty on a farm. However, with the founder gone, the question loomed, what would be next for Walmart? By 1999, Walmart had become the largest private employer in the world, boasting 1.4 million employees. However, as Walmart grew larger, it increasingly tightened its grip on its workers. In 2001, the company faced a series of lawsuits, including one from employees at a store in Iowa, who accused Walmart management of essentially brainwashing them into working overtime without extra pay. Employees were assigned impossible tasks to complete within strict time limits and pressured to finish without being allowed to clock overtime. Walmart settled the case for $11 million. Throughout the 2000s, allegations of mistreatment continued to surface, with workers and labor organizations accusing Walmart of wage theft and unpaid overtime. In the documentary Walmart, The High Cost of Low Price, employees described how understaffed stores forced workers to pick up the slack. Some managers were reportedly trained to log into the system and alter employees' hours worked to avoid paying overtime, affecting minimum wage workers who desperately needed that income. Internationally, conditions were even more alarming. An investigation by the National Labor Committee uncovered dire circumstances at a Walmart supplier factory in China, where employees were earning just 3 cents an hour while working 14-hour shifts, 7 days a week. During this period, Walmart continued sourcing goods as cheaply as possible from sweatshop-style factories, allowing the company to focus on a new plan: international expansion. This expansion led to significant controversy in 2005, when a whistleblower revealed that Walmart had bribed Mexican government officials to gain market dominance. In its rush to open stores, Walmart allegedly made bribes to build locations across the country, with a paper trail of hundreds of suspect payments totaling more than $24 million. Documents later showed that top executives at Walmart Mexico were aware of these payments, but had attempted to conceal them from the company's U.S. headquarters. Walmart executives and lawyers worked tirelessly to keep this scandal under wraps, managing to do so until 2012, when the New York Times exposed the bribery through a long-term investigation. Despite these controversies and numerous reports of poor working conditions in Walmart's supplier factories, the company has managed to become the largest company in the world by revenue and the largest retailer in the United States. What do you think? While Walmart's history is marred by controversies, it has also significantly lowered prices for consumers, making it an incredible success story from a business perspective. And that brings us to the end of our exploration into the fascinating story of Walmart, an incredible journey marked by ambition, innovation, and controversy. From humble beginnings to becoming the largest retailer in the world, Walmart's impact on both consumers and communities is undeniable. While the company has faced significant challenges and criticisms along the way, it has also revolutionized the retail landscape, making shopping more accessible for millions. If you enjoyed this deep dive and want to hear more about the dynamics of the business world, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button and share your thoughts in the comments below. We love hearing from you. For more engaging content like this, be sure to subscribe to Design Stories and click the notification bell to stay updated on our latest uploads. Thank you for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video. Stay curious.